I'm Chase Briscoe, driver number 14 Ford Mustang for Stewart Haas Racing, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
A couple of weeks ago, Hailie Deegan and AM Racing mutually agreed to part ways. And from that point on, both sides, both parties, if you will, had to fill some pretty big voids because AM Racing was planning on having Hailie Deegan for the rest of the year, and she was planning on racing for them the rest of the year, but they had to look elsewhere. So they brought in Joey Logano for Chicago, and Josh Berry filled in afterwards, and then Hailie Deegan, she hasn't really done much. Yes, she's done a couple of different racing series here and there, and she was spotted at a Indycar race. How about that? And today, I am here to talk about her potential 2025 plans because there are offers on the table that we know as NASCAR fans, and also if you're an IndyCar fan. Righty here. So a couple weeks ago when Hailie Deegan attended the IndyCar race, she was very close with the Andretti team. And I'm not saying she's going to go to IndyCar, but you get the NXT series. So who knows there? She can go race there and eventually work her way up to IndyCar. But we also know that Joe Custer gave an offer for her to drive the Haas factory team next year in the Xfinity series. And if we're being honest here, if Joe Custer gives you a call, you pick up that phone and you entertain that offer because Joe Custer is knowing. He's been around in the Xfinity series for many years. He knows what he's doing, and he's very experienced, and much more experienced than anybody on that AM Racing team. So Hailie Deegan, in my opinion, was just set up for failure with the team. Yes, Logano and Berry did good, but she was set up for failure. The team should have been ready for her, but they weren't. I believe if she were to go to Stewart Haas or Haas factory team, I keep on getting that tied up next year with Gene Haas owning it and Joe Custer running it, she will have a very legitimate chance to make the playoffs. And we saw her true potential a couple years ago in that Vegas Xfinity race, her debut. She's got it in her to be competitive. But she's got to get a team that is set up for her and not set up for them, if that makes sense. Like, I believe next year the Haas factory team is going to target her, also Ryan Preece, also Harrison Burton. But, though, Burton and Preece, one of them is going to go to AM Racing, and one of them is going to stick around. So it's going to be a very competitive team, and if we're being honest here, Burton and Preece will help her grow in the sport as a NASCAR driver. Because, let's be honest here, in the truck series, she had selfish teammates. This year, she didn't really have a teammate. She had none at all. But in the Ford camp, though, everybody's a teammate. So you had Ryan Sieg Racing and the Haas team. But nobody was really close. But now she'll have a competitive teammate who has had Cup experience in the past, assuming it's going to be either Preece or Burton. So she's going to be in good hands. You just got to give her time. It is a big old growing learning curve. And we'll see what happens. But if I had to put all my money onto one thing, it would be the Haas factory team. And we'll check back on this video prediction next year because I believe Hailie Deegan will be a true playoff contender. What about y'all? Do y'all think she can go to the Xfinity Series, the Haas factory team, and be competitive? Or can she just go to IndyCar and be really competitive? I just find that kind of wild that she would switch series in her early spot of her career, but you never know. Anything can happen, and money is key because she has a ton of sponsorship money, but it seems like Joe Custer isn't chasing her for that. He is chasing her for her talents. There you go. Please like and subscribe.